Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for coming back to our second session of the Boyer's client event. This session is all about our Boyer ERP Connect solutions. Empower your BC data through dashboarding and automation. That's the area we're going to focus on specifically for the next half an hour. Just a reminder, this is kind of a look at what's all going on this week. We've got a whole lot of sessions for you. Right now, today, we're focused kind of on the ERP side of things. Tomorrow, most of our sessions are focused on CRM, and then we have a bunch of Power Platform sessions as well on Thursday. Just so that you are aware, you can go ahead and watch sessions that you've missed through that same event page where you came to register. You just go back with that same link, and as the session ends, you'll start noticing that there are more that are available to watch now. And then you can, of course, continue on with the live session. And that will stay up for a couple weeks afterwards as well. So you'll be able to continually go back and rewatch some of those sessions so you don't have to spend too much time trying to take a whole ton of notes. And with that, I'm just going to go ahead and give it right over to Ben Cole, who is our product manager for the Boyer ERP Connect.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Katie. So I've got one more slide here that I want to go through, and then we'll actually jump into a live demo of some of our Boyer Connect products today. So how we've done this is we've separated it out into kind of two categories for today's session. So the first three product enhancements we're going to talk about for Business Central are going to be around our dashboard. So that's directly going to be embedded into Business Central, and it's going to focus, as you can see here up on the screen, our financial dashboard, our history and statistics, and our sales dashboard. Then once we go over our dashboarding tools, we're actually going to jump into a live demo of some of our automation tools. So dashboarding goal is to see your data more readily available within the user interface. And of course, the automation tools are going to be more focused around doing things quicker and more efficiently for you inside of Business Central. So those are going to focus around our invoice and statement delivery tool, which helps the automation of sending invoices via email, as well as statements and payment reminders to your customers. Our advanced notifications tool, which allows for pop-up notes, ad hoc notes to users, as well as event-driven notes. And then our advanced accounting tool, which is a lot of different features that can help enhance what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. The most popular one definitely is our auto email tool for actual reports. So you can have things like AR, AP, income statement, balance sheets, all that good stuff directly delivered to your inbox on a daily basis. So with that, I'm going to go into our live demo. So bear with me real quick while I switch the view here. All right. Katie, I don't know if anyone else has audio enabled, so maybe you can just give me a quick thumbs up or something that everybody can see on your screen.
Business Central.
All right, perfect. So like I said, the first three things I wanted to go through were our dashboards. So I like to start with this one because it's a very granular and narrow view into customer, vendor, and item data. Now, what we're seeing, and this is history and statistics, on our history and statistics dashboard, you would go into one record. In this case, I'm on a customer record, and you can see everything for that customer. So it's kind of your one-stop shop for a bunch of different things for the customer that doesn't exist out of box in Business Central that we've created for our clients that are on this call, as well as some of the others that are going to be watching it later, right? And what you're seeing up on the screen here for this customer is things like how much sales have they done this month? What's their balance? What are their average paydays? How much are your customers buying by item category, right? Little circle chart there. What are your customer sales trends over the last 12 months? If you want to see why March or February was a little lower than November, you can click into that and see exactly what makes that balance up. So full drill down capabilities, full out of box capabilities built in here, like open in Excel. So if you wanted to open that up in Excel, you have that ability as well. As we scroll down here, you can see things like your customers' AR aging by the bucket that falls in. Of course, drill downs with that. What are their balance trends over the last 12 months? You can see that's kind of rising. This gives you some quantitative data that you can then take back and do some qualitative analysis on it to take this data and make decisions, right? What are those customers buying over the last 90 days for the most part? Where are they located? What items are they purchasing from you? What are their status on their order lines, quotes, returns? Again, we won't spend time going through every single one of these records, but as you can see, just a one-stop shop that's showing you all of the data related to this customer in one consolidated view. The last thing that I like to point out here is our change log. So not sure if folks on the phone right now use change logs on a day-to-day basis, but from my experience, I've found that change logs in theory are great, but actually finding the data in Business Central can be difficult sometimes. What we've tried to do here is take the actual change log records and place them right here. So it's filtering, as you can see, by customer 100. That's the record I'm on. So any changes that you're tracking for customer 100 are actually going to show right here on this very change log. It'll show who changed it, what was changed, if it was a modification or insert or delete, and what was the date and time that that data was changed. So like I said, just for time's sake today, we're hyper focusing on just the customer record, but this same data and information is going to exist on the item card, and it's also going to exist on the vendor card. And in order to get here, I had it popped open just for time's sake here today, but when you're on a customer card, as you can see here, you just pop up to process and history and statistics, and that's how you open that window up. So out of our 3 dashboards that we're showing today, this is the first one that I wanted to touch on. The next one that I wanted to touch on is our financial dashboard. Now you'll see a bunch of different grids and visuals up here at the top. So what our financial dashboard is going to do is going to give us more metrics at a high level. Again, history and statistics is a very granular level. This is going to give us more high level data of our financial health as an entire company. So you see the tabs across the top here. We've got our general, which I'm on right now. You can embed a few KPIs, some balance checks, which can be very crucial. Here you see that my AP, for some reason, my test system is out of balance by about $1,000. So that's something I definitely want to look into. AR, bank, inventory, all that stuff running smoothly. It's green here. It just means that it's tied out and that we're good to go, right? Quick health check. General financials. So here I've picked an income statement and a balance sheet. Again, just a quick view into your financial health. This is actually pulling from the financial reports that you've likely built in Business Central, and is just giving you kind of a more dashboard level view of that data directly within Business Central. Now, as we continue to go across here, I'm not going to go into every tab specifically just for the sake of time, but as we come into AR, for example, this is going to show what buckets your AR sits in, who are your past due customers, who are your past due customer details by aging bucket. If you want to go into an aging bucket, you can click right into that bucket. It's going to show those invoices that make up that balance. And of course, you can open this directly in Excel. Same thing for AP. Who are your vendors? What are their balances? What are their balances by bucket? We've got some inventory, some sales. I'm just going to kind of skip through these real quick for the sake of time. But we will go over these in depth. We have some future sessions I'll talk about later. But again, just trying to get a high level view of what we got going on here today. Bank, this is one, cash. I love to show this one because it illustrates how much cash do you have in each account. What's the group balance, that bank account posting group balance versus the GL balance. Again, like on that general tab, are we in balance or not? Luckily here we are, but if we weren't, it would tell you, and it would help you go get those back in balance. Then you can turn the direct posting off, as we all know and love, and then you're up and running again in the system. Balance by bank, how much cash have you used historically, and what does that trend look like? And then of course, we've added a cash forecast here. Not sure how many people on the phone today are using the cash forecasting functionality directly embedded into BC, but we've added some enhanced functionality here that we believe to be easier. And again, it's kind of showing you what are your trends. It's looking at things like AP, AR. You can look at sales orders and purchase orders if you would like. That's a toggle setting that we have on the dashboard, as well as recurring expenses. So things like payroll that may never hit AP, but you still want to track it. If anybody just noticed, my screen flashed. What that was doing, it was auto refreshing. So in the settings up here, I've got the ability to refresh it in this case, every 1 minute. It's great for demos because it'll always at least flash once as we're showing it here. What that is going to do though is you can have it refresh if you had it up on your monitor. You can even cycle it. So I have this turned off, but let's say you had it up on a monitor in your office. People are still working in the office. I know a lot of people are remote now, but let's say you were. You could cycle that, and it would actually cycle through all of the tabs here at the top, and it would just continue to cycle through those dashboard views so that you could see it real time up on your screen. Now, Some people may not need access to all these. No worries, we do have security so that you can toggle who sees what in this manner. So that's a little bit about our financial dashboard and our history and statistics dashboard. The third dashboard I want to visit here before going into our automation side of things, and we're right on time, is our sales dashboard. So here, what this is going to show you is it's going to show you how much have you sold today, how much have you sold this week, this month, this year, sales by date trends, year-to-date sales trends, as well as this current year. I know we're only in May, so that's as far as my demo data is going to go up here, but you can see again, how is your data trending based on your sales? And now we're going to be able to break this out a lot of different ways. So not only do we have the by date like I just showed, but this is typically a popular graph. Again, an important thing to note here is that unlike a lot of other reporting tools that are out there, right? Power BI probably being my other favorite one. This is directly embedded into Business Central rather than having to go external, grab stuff from Power BI, and then bring it back into your database. Because of that, we can see it's very quick and there's not really any setup or integration that needs to be built into Business Central. You're all directly in the user interface and you're seeing your data real time directly embedded into Business Central. So what I was saying is I see this report all the time in Power BI. We've embedded it also now directly into Business Central. It's just a quick heat map for your geo sales. So what have you sold by state? You have those little bubbles. Obviously, bigger bubbles means you're selling more in those locations. And then in my demo database, I've only got US sales, but if you were international and selling all over the world, you'd also see a similar view that we have here for the US sales over in your world map view. So that's the geo sales, the by date. We have similar grids for items, dimensions, salespeople, customers, all that fun stuff. And again, this is just going to be mostly data grids, x-axis by y-axis. You can see who the salespeople are, what they're selling, the top salespeople, and the sales by date by salesperson. Again, a lot of different good data here that we can look at in our system and quickly and easily see that data directly embedded into Business Central. So I'm going to pause for 2 seconds as I jump over to my other Katie. I don't know if there's a chat enabled where people can ask questions, things like that. I'm not sure if any have come in. Can you give me a quick update on that? And I'd love to take a pause and answer any dashboarding questions real quick before we jump into the automation tools.
We do not have any questions yet at this time, but if you do have any, guys, go ahead and put those in that question section on your GoToWebinar control panel. And yeah, I'll make sure, Ben, if I see any pop up, that I'll let you know.
Awesome. That sounds fantastic. Yeah, I see a big crowd in there, so I want to just make sure we're attending to everyone in case they do have questions or anything like that, right? So again, that's a little bit about our dashboarding tools. We're going to jump over to our first automation tool here, which is going to be our invoice and statement delivery tool. So what we're shifting into now, instead of data visualizations, is how to work faster and more efficiently with your data directly inside Business Central. So I've popped open the invoice and statement delivery setup window. What this tool is going to help us do and enable us to do is work with our AR department, or our AR department is going to work more efficiently in sending invoices via email. You can do the same for credit memos and payment receipts, as you see down here, sending statements and sending past due reminders. So I'll break that up into 3 things. First, the invoices. So out of box today in Business Central, most likely what most folks are used to doing is either downloading that PDF and sending it, or using kind of the dialog boxes in Business Central to click a few buttons and send an invoice, right? So the main goal here is to eliminate button clicks and work faster and more efficiently. So now when you click post on that sales order, that sales invoice, at the same time, you can enable it to email upon posting. Just toggle this on, and at that time, whatever you have here in your email subject with some wildcards and the email body, that's complete custom HTML, so you can put whatever you want in there. That will send to your customer immediately when you hit post. No need for extra dialog boxes or extra button clicks, automatically sending on post. In addition to the send on post, we can also send from a dashboard. So we have dashboards enabled that will show you every sales invoice, who sent it, when it was sent, what customer it was sent to, and then if your customer needs it again, you can resend it directly from that dashboard rather than needing to navigate to the specific document, open it up, and hit print and send again, right? So a lot of key features there on the invoice, the credit memo, and the payment receipt. They're going to work exactly the same way in the system. So statement is the next one. Outside of the invoices, we have the ability now to automatically send statements every single month to your customers. So there's some toggles on the customer card that we won't go over in depth today, but you can define who should get statements, who shouldn't, who should get statements, plus the invoice support that are on those statements, just some things like that. And what these statements now are going to help you do is you don't have to go click the buttons. It just knows that on the 30th or 31st or 28th, we're in February, right? It's just going to send these on the last day of the month automatically out to any customers who say, yes, please send a statement. That's all going to be automated, and you don't need to actually touch any buttons. It's just running at the end of the month for you. Now, that is going to help reduce the days typically that it's taking to collect your cash. And even to one up that, we have past due reminders, which, similar to statements, is going to be reminding your customers of what their balance is, what they owe you, and all that fun stuff. However, it is going to be document by document. So if I turned this on, you can define at which interval you want those to send. In this case, 1D, 7D, that would be 1 day after it was due, send the first reminders, just saying, hey, you know, we had this invoice that was past due, it was due yesterday, please make payment on your late payment, right? Then the 70, what this is going to do is every 7 days after that original due date, or that last notification, I should say, it's going to send another one, right? So on day 1, it's going to send a reminder. Then on day 8, it's going to send another reminder. And then every 7 days after that, until that remaining amount goes to 0, it's going to send your customer another reminder, right? So this is a system automated, system generated past due reminder tool that helps you reduce your day sales outstanding and ultimately increase cash flow and collect money from your customers quicker, right? Which is something that everyone I've talked to has definitely been looking for. So definitely something I would check out if you are looking to increase productivity in your AR department. And then the last one we have here is a recurring document functionality. So not sure how many folks on the phone today are reliant on the copy document functionality or are doing a lot of recurring invoicing and sales orders in the system. What this recurring documents functionality is going to allow us to do is set up recurring documents that you can run each month, and it will actually automatically create the sales invoices or sales orders for you. So let's say you have a lot of subscription clients. Every month you're having to go in there and recreate or upload that data, right? What this is actually going to let you do now is set up templates, and then you'd have all the templates and you would just put a recurring cadence on there, let's say 1 month or 2 weeks, something like that. And then every time that date hits, it's going to stage that document in your sales invoice, open sales invoices for you. And then you can decide to process. You actually also have the option to automatically post when that's generated, but of course I typically like to start with kind of that check first of create and don't post, and then once you're comfortable with it and you know that it's displaying exactly as you anticipate, then you can start to automatically post those. And as you can imagine, saving a lot of time from the folks who are manually doing that type of work today. So that's our first tool in our automation section of our Boyer Connect toolbox here. And the next one I want to show is our advanced notifications. So what the advanced notifications is going to show, let me go to this setup real quick. Advanced notification setup, and then I'll do a live demo of what a notification can actually accomplish. It's broken up into 3 sections. So we got our pop-up notes. I think most people are probably familiar with, at least conceptually, what pop-up notes are going to be doing, right? So this is going to be on items, customers, and vendors. You can put a pop-up note on one of these master records, and then anytime you transact with it, it's going to pop that note up on your screen and just say, hey, customer XYZ, make sure you check the barcode before you ship it or something, right? Whatever you want to put in there, you put that note in and it's going to pop up when you open a document that contains that customer, that vendor, or that item, right? So that's pop-up notes. That's part 1 of advanced notifications. Part 2 is our advanced notifications in our job queue. So these are going to be what I like to call event-driven notifications. So when something happens, send somebody a notification or send somebody an email. So we have things like purchase orders received, sales order is shipped, prepayment on an invoice has been received, right? So when these actions occur, you can now send a notification to somebody's email, and I'll show you one of these in a live demo here next, in order to indicate to them, hey, something has happened, go take action on that. And of course, the goal there is to speed up communication, reduce the amount of like screenshots we have to take and manual emails that we have to create, right? So this is trying to streamline that notification process so that your people internally can work more efficiently together. Then the third one, which we don't have listed in a setup, is a ad hoc note. And there's no setup because it truly is ad hoc. You're going to tag somebody like you're in Outlook or like you're on social media, and that is going to automatically send them a notification. So I love to live demo this one because it's very powerful, right? So this is the first invoice in my list, so I like to use it a lot. But what we see up on the screen is a posted sales invoice, right? Now over here we have our advanced note section. You can see some test notes from the past. I've put some images, so I'm actually going to do one live here. So if I add a note, the first thing you do is the @ sign, right? So I'm going to go @Ben. Please check the payment status of this invoice, right? Maybe it's unpaid, maybe you're doing for collections. I'm going to, I was going to put an image in there. Let me try. Well, the only image I have is over here from this PowerPoint. So, and that won't copy and paste from my PowerPoint. So let's see. I'm going to copy this logo I had here previously, and we'll do this. So let's copy that image, create another note. Ben, please check the payment status. All right. Boom, put the logo in there, click save, click close, and you can see all these things are popping up down here for me. So let me go open one and make it a little bit larger. All right. Let's pop that open. So you can see, looks like the first one came through already, so I'll just use this one for now. Please check payment status of this invoice. I click to open the link. What that's going to do is that's actually going to open the user back up directly into Business Central on that exact window. You can see all the notifications popping up down here that are coming through now. It's going to open that window back up that we were just on so that the user can see the exact document that we were just working with. The other one just came through as well. So you can see how that image would look in an email, right? Please check the payment status, the link. And again, that's just going to open you back up directly into that window inside of Business Central. So the goal of this is to enhance communication internally between folks and reduce the amount of screenshots you need to take and copy and pasting of URLs, right? You can just tag someone immediately. It's going to shoot them off a message and they can open whatever page that came from directly into Business Central. So really helping speed up that workflow and that process in Business Central. Something else that I wanted to show from invoice and statement delivery is just another way to show these. So you can see here, I've got that email body. You can put payment links in that. You can put your signature in that, all that fun stuff. And you can include the attachments of the actual invoice that went out, right? And here's the title of that subject, right? So that's, again, another email that you can enable here to show your clients without really doing anything, their invoice, any attachments to that invoice, as well as payment links and your signature. So it's really branded with your company. So that is our second automation tool. I've got about 7 minutes left and I want to save time for some questions as well. So the last one that we're going to talk about today is going to be our advanced accounting tool. Now, the one thing I'll share here real quick is this report. So I'll go through it conceptually, but here I really want to demo because this really helps hit home what advanced accounting is doing. So the main function, like I talked about at the very beginning of the presentation, is the ability to send yourself reports. So this is going to be an internal type tool where you're sending yourself reports every single day. So you got your AR aging, which is what I'm showing on the screen, but you can also do this with AP, job with, inventory, income statement, balance sheet, sales summary, a lot of different things, right? So what this is going to do is every single day, it's going to send you your AR aging to your inbox, give you a quick glimpse of what falls in each aging bucket. And then you can actually click on this Excel file and it's going to open up the AR aging so that you don't actually have to go into your system and run it every single day. And that's going to show you all the fun things like your customers, their name, city, state, phone number, contact, payment terms, credit limits, paydays, last payment date, and then their balance ranked highest to lowest. And you obviously also have the option to hide those zeros out as well. So with this now, you're again speeding up the amount of time it takes to process because you're not actually having to run these reports. And I like to think that this report that we've custom built in Excel that we would deliver to you on a day-to-day basis in email is a little bit more visually appealing than maybe what you're printing to PDF today from out-of-box Business Central. So again, that's our last tool in our toolbox. Again, main goal kind of in line with our tagline, right? Empowering your data, both from seeing the data in those dashboards, specifically embedded into Business Central, as well as working faster with your data, having your users work faster on a day-to-day basis, and any processes that you're currently running for your company, likely also trying to speed those up, and really with the main goal of saving you time. So I'm going to jump back to the presentation real quick. So while I do that, Katie, if you want to let me know if there's any questions from the audience, I would love to answer those.
Yes, we do have a few questions for you now.
Awesome. That's why I wanted to leave 5 minutes, because questions are my favorite part.
Awesome. So we have a client who runs 3 entities out of 1 instance. They're looking to have a check built within the system to tie out the GL account by entity to the module report by entity. An example would be like AR aging tying back to the AR GL account. Can they set up a check on the dashboard for this function?
So my follow-up question would be, are they 3 different companies in Business Central, or are they doing intercompany within one company database in Business Central? And they probably didn't say that, so we can wait for them to respond. But my answer would be yes, absolutely, if they're all within the same company inside of Business Central. If they're 3 separate companies, currently no, but we could likely add that in, and it wouldn't be too difficult.
Okay.
So again, the goal and kind of the main messaging here is that it is pre-packaged and pre-deployable, but with that, we can always do more if there's a specific use case, right? Because that sounds like, to me, a specific use case for a company that may not apply to a lot of companies. There's probably a segment of companies, though, that it definitely would help. And those are the kind of things that we're always looking to hear to see what else could we be doing in order to enhance the current functionality in some of these tools.
Perfect. Another question for you. She says, I may have missed this, but are the dashboards created in Power BI and embedded in BC? Is that how that one's working?
They're actually not created in Power BI, so it avoids the need for extra Power BI licensing, which is a huge plus. They're directly built and embedded inside of Business Central. For any technical folks on the phone, they're written in AL and controlled by Java controls. If that's too technical, my apologies, but they are directly embedded and built in Business Central. So no integration needed, and no need to surface these through Power BI.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
And let's see here. Oh, okay. So your answer to earlier was they are the one company with 3 different entity codes. So that would fit right within your space.
Oh, yep, it would work. It would work out of box then. Yep.
And one other question for you. I heard the mention that invoices can be attached to statement emails. I'm assuming that past due reminder emails can also have invoices attached automatically, correct?
Yep, by default, the past due reminders are actually going to send the invoice. So when it says, hey, your invoice is overdue, it's automatically going to attach a PDF of that original invoice.
Awesome.
All right. I know I got about 90 seconds left, so I'm going to try to run through this this last slide here real quick, just for folks who are interested. And then Katie, maybe we can answer one more question, or I can follow up with the
that is all the questions. So you got it great.
Perfect. So we're going to end right on time. I got about 70 seconds left, so let's do this. All right, so anyone who's interested in this, we only talked about 6 of our products today that we've built for all of you on the phone. There are many more. As you can see here, we've got some additional CRM functionality baked into Business Central, some data imports, prepayments, a lot of other things that we didn't have time for today, but I highly recommend and encourage you to take a look at these as well. We have 3 different plans that you can buy for these. The Boyer Connect is $500 a month, and basically you get everything over on the right-hand side, plus anything we build in the future. The Foundation with Boyer Connect gets you managed support in addition to all the tools. And then the Foundation Plus with Boyer Connect gets you proactive managed support with, of course, all of the tools that you see over to the right. So all 3 of these packages include unlimited access to all of our tools. All of our tools are priced per tenant. I don't care how many users you have or how many companies you have, the price will maintain the same for that. And then if you're interested in attending a deep dive into any of these tools specifically, so we only have like 5 minutes to go over financial and sales dashboard, we're going to have a full 30-minute session on the 22nd to go into those. on July 27th. Again, a half-hour session on history and statistics. We'll send all this information out to you, but we're going to start doing once a month webinars that do deep dives into these tools, where we can really get deep into some of the questions that you have. So I know we're literally right at time now. I know there's another session to get to, so I encourage everybody to attend that. But please feel free to email us any questions, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.